Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is HIMANSHU GOYAL and I hope all of you are doing fine. Yesterday I had my personal interview scheduled for IIM ROHTAK, and so it was fun, right? And so I thought of making a video on it. And before the process, I had some doubts regarding how will be the process be conducted, as this time it was online, and what sort of things they ask in the interview and how to prepare for it. So for that only, I thought of making a video and sharing my experience on it. On 12th of February, I had my PI scheduled in the afternoon slot at 1 p.m. I joined it then, and the interview started at around 3 p.m. Right. Coming to the panelist part, there were two panelists in the room, and both were in the same screen, and both were in their 30s. One was a lady in the sari, and the other one was a man. The sir might be an economic professor because the kind of questions he was asking. And during the interview, lady was smiling throughout most of the time, and the professor was a bit serious, right? So interview started and I did a blunder in the gate itself. uh, for example, I started by saying, good morning sir and ma'am, nice to meet you. Then they said, good afternoon Himanshu. In my head, I thought it was blunder, but might be they didn't even notice it. So uh, after that, they asked me for my cat scorecard and extracurricular certificates. I showed them on the webcam and they said okay. uh, During the time I realized that they were showing lack of interest in me, and it might be to make me feel nervous, or they were really not interested in taking the interview. But I was smiling most of the time to make them and myself comfortable. So the lady panelist now said, so tell Himanshu how you prepared for the interview, right? And I said, ma'am, I divided my preparation into three parts, which are namely HR questions, including introduction, strength, weakness, hobbies, etc. And the second part is academics and profile questions, which are based on past academics. And the third part is GK and current affair questions. And according to it, I framed the answers, read it, and prepared, right? So after that, they smiled and said, okay, now introduce yourself. The professor said, now introduce yourself. So I started, and in the midway, the professor interrupted, and now the time for first rapid fire. And the first rapid fire began, and the professor said, who was the father of economics? I told him. And the second question was, who was father of modern economics? I told him. And after that, the professor asked me two more questions, and I answered them also. And after that, the ma'am said, uh, ma'am gave me an extempore on focus of budget 2021 in education sector, and gave me a minute to think about it. And after that, I took around 45 to 50 seconds and started and spoke on the topic and said all about what our finance minister, respected Nirmala Sitharaman ma'am, said, and what she proposed in the budget pertaining to education sector. I told them, and I also told them that it was decent budget, but according to NEP 2020, there are more things that could be done, that should be done here. And what, according to big international organization, what they propose about how much education sector should contribute in the budget, but that didn't happen. And said one of the reason was due to pandemic. They focus more on capital expenditure, infrastructure, and health sector. I spoke for more than a minute, right? And but after stopping, the ma'am said, that was it, Himanshu. And then I said, yes, ma'am. In terms of education sector, this was all I wanted to say. But if you want me to continue, I can give you more insights on budget pertaining to other sectors. Then she said, no, it's okay, Himanshu. Then time for second rapid fire, right? And in second rapid fire, the ma'am started. Tell us which state is largest in terms of area. I said, ma'am, the state which I live presently is largest in terms of area, which is Rajasthan, and they smiled. And a second question, the ma'am asked me, which state is largest in terms of population? I said, ma'am, Uttar Pradesh. Then the professor asked me to tell me the rank of Rajasthan in terms of area. I actually didn't remember that, but I was hoping that it was around 7 or 8. Not hoping, but due to mm, I must have read somewhere and it clicked into my mind. So I said, "Sir, I don't remember it exactly, but it's around 7 or 8." And actually, I googled it. It's 8 actually. So I told him, and after that, the ma'am asked me, "What is the difference between cabinet minister, minister of state, and minister of state with independent charge?" I told it to them, and I also gave the examples of the finance ministry. For example, Mr. Anurag Thakur, Ma'am Nirmala Sitharaman, and other ministers who are in MOS and MOS independent charge. And after that, the sir said, "What are Veblen goods?" Let me write for you. Let me write it for you. What are Veblen goods? I was aware what are Veblen goods, but at that time I forgetted it, and I said, "Sir, I don't remember it now, and I'm unable to say it." So the sir asked me that, "Tell me two Indian Nobel Prize winner in economics." Then I said, "Sir, recently last year, Abhijit Banerjee won the prize, and he was from JNU only, and he studied in India. But I think he is living now as an American citizen. I don't know if he has an Indian citizenship, so I am not aware whether to consider him Indian or not." And the second Nobel laureate in economics from India was Amartya Sen, Dr. Amartya Sen. Then ma'am asked me, "Tell us about the books of Amartya Sen." Luckily, I was reading Argumentative Indian by Amartya Sen a week ago, and so I said, "Ma'am, Argumentative Indian," and as in terms of other books, I don't remember it. I am unable to recall it due to nervousness. And then they both said, "Don't, no need to be nervous, Himanshu. It's okay. It's just a casual talk." They smiled, and I also smiled. And finally, the second rapid fire came to an end. So after that, they told me to tell them a joke, right? And for joke, I took 30 seconds time, and I told the joke. I read somewhere, and it was like, a guy comes to give an interview, and the interviewer asks the guy, "What is your biggest weakness?" The guy says, "Honesty." And then the interviewer says, "I don't think that honesty is a weakness." And the guy says, "I don't care what you think." So after that, they both laughed, and me too. And they looked at each other and nodded at each other and said, "Okay, Himanshu, it was nice to meet you. Best of luck for your future. Now you can leave the meeting." Right. So there, my whole process ended and my interview got over. So my whole process was of around 15 minutes approx. And I think they were showing less interest in me sometimes to make me feel nervous, or might be they were not interested in me. But one tip you can take, that if they show less interest, you should answer the questions fluently and confidently with a smile, right? If you don't know, say no or unable to recall it. Don't take many pauses, because what happens is, if they are showing less interest, uh, and if you will take pauses also, they will be not liking it. So I didn't take many pauses, and I said fluently and confidently. And I also made them smile somewhere in between. And to answer fluently, I would recommend a thing to do. I would recommend a trick to do, and that will be very helpful for you all in terms of your preparation. So my tip is, record your answers in your voice recorder and listen to them whenever you get time. First, frame your answers, record them, and whenever you get time, listen to them. It will definitely help you. So That was all from my side. Thank you, and I hope you liked it. And if anyone of you has any queries, they can comment down below. Thank you.